Hello everyone, today I will introduce you the beginning of atomic and nuclear physics, and the first one I would like to talk, it turns out Joseph John Thomson. Joseph John Thomson studied electricity in gases, how does gas become electrically conductive, but in his time already known that gas becomes electrically conductive, if rays pass through it, or cathode rays or X-rays rays, Leonard rays, sometimes or rays from radioactive substances. But then he assumed which is the most likely parts which conduct current is just like ions. I showed you what it isn't to remember at all what's happened. Also turns out it worked at the University of Cambridge, in general, in particular laboratories Cavendish, but just so you know what these are two very famous, the two most places, so they are known as such thanks to the fact that their nuclear physics was born. So next, William Aston, he was the first to discover mass spectrometer. They then discovered that it turns out substances have isotopes. Yes, they got it first. Neon has an isotope of 22, that is neon weights 20.2. In general, they received a spectrum 22, so they assumed what appears to be different masses for one and the same substance. That's just what they came up with, mass spectrometer, and here I showed the mass spectrometer. Aston improved 3 times mass spectrometer. And here I am in the next slide, show mass spectrometer third kind. Basically, I think we'll tell you how mass spectra are arranged. The first mass spectrometers, well, in general. Further, it turns out Ernest Rutherford. I think he is why everyone knows because he bombarded the gold foil with alpha particles. By the way, his design, about his device here, talk to on the next video, disassemble separately how it all happened. And there he just did open that there are not only electrons, but there is inside this atom like a core. And this core it gave about itself to know because the particles with which they were bombarded deviated to more corner, one might say back. What else can be done here, say? After opening, of course, Becquerel, when he discovered uranium, what it turns out can emit rays. Well, then they thought that rays, but they were alpha particles, beta particles, and gamma radiation. Here I basically showed how would Rutherford it on Solvay Conference, if I said correctly. Here Einstein, Marie Curie most famous, Rutherford, I see something like Pauli there, but I may be wrong. I could be wrong because to be honest, I'm a little I confuse them all. Well, what is Rutherford? He as if it were among them. Super. On the next slide, this edition. What would I like to say, who did Thomson work with? Thomson had students, is an Austrian physicist, it turns out Egon von Schweigler, he became a doctor philosophy. Worked under his direction, and he just has works about gases, by passage electricity through gases. Then John Zeleny, his bigger how would I understand that he is more of a chemist, because that he has a law under his name, if I'm not mistaken. Then John Seeley Townsend, British physicist and mathematician professor at Oxford University, he also worked with D.D. Thomson because just the same Schweigler saw, got different masses and therefore received different parabolas. It seems, and because of that they assumed what appears to be neon isotopes, then found mercury, and then I forgot what other chemicals were. In general, you can later look. In principle, this can everything say because I really do a lot omitted information. But in the next video I will tell even more, maximum more. Of course I will throw off the site, which I added, plus more photos I took from Wikipedia. The last scientists are hard was found, by the way.